that's why I am extending the day. There's something else you must bear in mind. This is all interlocutory. This is not final, because there's a maintenance order, a divorce case, that is already partly heard. There's a divorce matter partly heard. This is just interim, all of it. I'm not dealing with the divorce order. There's a magistrate dealing with that.
I'm aware of that, ma'am. But I'm saying I cannot afford to drive her to school and back every day. But I do not feel it's fair for her then to not see me and for me to not see her, for us to not have contact, simply because I cannot afford it, especially when her father is withholding maintenance, and that is the reason. He should be also asked to fulfill his obligations, because he is making everyone's life difficult, and then I am attacked.
Nobody's attacking nobody. I have explained to you how maintenance works. Go and enforce the maintenance order if that is true. I cannot just sit here and say, listen, Mr. Steyn, your client's not paying maintenance because Ms. Bradshaw is saying so, and now I'm making ABC order. It doesn't work like that. A court is a creature of statute. We can do what the law allows us to do. I cannot make a maintenance order here out of my own now. The law doesn't allow for it. Please understand that. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand all of this, ma'am, but the point is the maintenance order was already made. It should be complied with. I have filed complaints. I should have had a date in court. I should have been assisted. The matter should have been dealt with. All of this is the aggressor's fault. It's Mr. Bradshaw's fault.
I don't know that. But even if I do know that, even if it's true, I cannot do anything about it. I'm not a maintenance court. It's not before me. I can deal with matters before me. Do you understand?
I understand.
There's maintenance courts for that. And I took the liberty of sending my assistant registrar to get the file and to take it to the office manager to sort it out. The file is not here. So we can talk about maintenance for 2 hours. The file is not here because you have it transferred to PE. You will have to go there and sort it out there. I don't know how expensive it is to get there. I don't know how far it is from you. But you are the one that moved, man. You are the one now that is out of the jurisdiction of this court. Nobody told you to do that. You did it. Now with that comes now the jurisdiction problem in maintenance. And it's not, no court can get past that. Because a district court has got jurisdiction over people in its area.
I understand that, ma'am, and I will go have the matter attended to. But as I'm also aware that in court everything takes time, because my divorce alone has taken 3 years and has still not been granted. So me going to attend and follow up at the maintenance office is not a quick fix. It doesn't mean I'm going to have money in my account by next weekend. It doesn't work like that, because for 3 years I have received no maintenance. So there is no quick solution here. So I'm standing before you and saying there's a problem. I have a right to see my daughter. She has a right to see me. I cannot afford to take her to school every day. I don't want to disrupt her education.
The matter is extended until next week, Tuesday. The child is not with you this week. Nothing is changing this week. The child is with the dad, going to school. You must phone her every night. This is what's happening this week. Monday the child can come to you. If you cannot fix her Monday, don't do it. Let all the parties know. Tuesday we're back in court. By then there must be an attorney for the child. You understand that? Nothing is going to happen this week. Nothing.
Ma'am, I would also like to know, I'm being reprimanded for not complying with this order in terms of school because of the...
Just a moment, Mr. Stander.
I don't know but I need you, but can I ask for you to stand in for me, please, Mr. Col? This is not an application.
There's just one thing I want to say before you leave. Just one thing. I know what you want to say, that he is also in contempt of the court. Is that it? Of the court?
Yes,
is that where you're going?
Our contact is still being blocked on a daily basis
Stop
with phone calls, and you said no excuses. So what's being done about that?
But do you want me to do something? There is ways to go about it. If a court order, a original court order is not adhered to, then open dockets. We're on a clean slate. That's the only way to enforce it. You must not go and open a docket, and just like the other party can go and open a docket. That is the way it works. And that's why I had police here. so that we can start fresh, because there was a confusion about the current order. I make sure everybody's got orders, everybody's on the same page. So if a party is not adhering to the court order, they will have to take the consequence. But we must also remember something. There's a principle in our law, audi alteram partem. So somebody cannot just stand up and make a verdict and the court says, yes, this is a true fact. No, the court must hear above parties. So that's why I say to you, the emails is not going to, it won't, we can't ventilate the issues like that. We can't, I cannot read your emails and then Mr. Saints and make a decision. It doesn't work like that. You must understand that. So, if any party is not adhering to any court order, then that is unfortunately what must happen. That is how it works. You understand?
Appointed to her if they are not just and upright in their actions and dealings. How do I protect my daughter?
Now, right to the legal aid court that tell them you're not happy with Mr. Mbalo. But I can tell you, once it comes legal aid on record, I don't even know if it's got to be Mr. Mbalo. It might be adjudicate. I don't know. I will work with it from there on. The return date is extended until the 11th of March.
No.
Parties are excused.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I've just explained to you that I physically do not have the money to take my daughter to and from school every day. And I've communicated that my wishes are not to be in contempt of court. I am asking for advice and a solution. What do I do? I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm stating a problem and I'm asking for help.
I cannot assist you with that. I cannot just change interim orders the way I want to. If I want to change that order, there must be an investigation. Do you understand that? I cannot now let a water go and just say, okay, this is this and now I'm changing the order again. I cannot do that because I must act in the best interest of the child. And that's why I want an attorney for that child now, to assist the court to act in the best interest, because I don't think it's happening now. Because she's not in school when I want her to be in school, and she must be in school. I cannot assist you to not comply with a court-ordered man.
Ma'am, I'm not asking you to assist me to not comply. I'm asking you to take into consideration our circumstances, and I'm asking for advice so that I'm not on purpose in contempt of court. I'm explaining a problem and saying, please help us. This is not on purpose. But a solution needs to be made, and instead of everyone blaming me and pointing the finger at me, can someone then come up with a different solution if they don't like my solution? But I came with a proposal that I thought was fair, because that's the only thing I can afford.
The only way you could have changed the court order is you should have approached the court. You did not do that. You never placed on the record that you cannot afford to have the child with you. So now the problem will start. What if the court ultimately gives Ariel to you? Is she not going to attend school then? So all of this must now again be investigated. It's you. I don't know where you stay, man. I honestly don't know where you stay. I don't know how far it is. But this will have to be investigated now. And in the end of the day, the only solution I can now think of quickly, you must fetch her, I think, Friday from school, am I right?
It's on Monday.
On Monday. Then if you cannot fetch her and ensure her to be at school, let us know that you're not going to fetch her, and let the other side know that you're not going to fetch her. But I will not change the order. I cannot do it, because I cannot just listen to one party and decide to change orders back. The child must attend school. It is in her best interest. And if I'm right, Amri, the school closes at the end of the month. She is grade, what is she?
She's grade 1.
Yeah. She needs a report. And if my memory serves me right, one of the big issues in this matter is the fact that she was not attending school regularly. Last year, I think. I did not go through the whole file now again, because it's just a return date. But that was one of the issues. One of the issues raised by you also was that Mr. Bradshaw keeps her out of school without doctor's letters. And that is why I made the order that she's only allowed to be out of school with a doctor's letter. This is looking at your interest, at Mr. Bradshaw's interest, and also most importantly, at her interest. Now she's got a right to education. She's got a right to attend school. I've made my order. As I said, if you don't have the funds to fetch her, let everybody know and don't fetch her. But I will not change the interim order for the child not to attend school every second week. It's not going to work like that.
I'm trying to comply with the court order in Ariel's best interest by not disrupting her education.
We'll discuss that now.
Ma'am, I can afford to take care of her. I cannot afford the petrol money. And as I've stated in emails on records, you say I didn't try to approach the court. I did. I sent an email to the court expressing my concerns, and I said if the magistrate needs me to, I can address her about this.
It doesn't work like that. As I've stated before, we cannot ventilate the issues on your emails.
No,
it doesn't work like that. And I told the registrar to send you an email and tell you that. I cannot entertain emails. Let's change it for a moment now. Let's say Mr. Stein starts sending emails every day. Because whatever his issue might be, he doesn't want to take the child to school. The father can't drive now. He's too sick to drive. Now he's like, would you be satisfied if I entertain him on email without you knowing about it? No. So I can't do it the other way around as well.
That was not my intention. You're misunderstanding, ma'am. If you could please let me finish. That email was addressed to everyone. And I did ask if it's necessary, if the magistrate says so, I can address her. I'm being in court formally. So I wasn't asking.
When did you want to do that? The matter is today on the law. The matter is today on the law. The matter is not fully investigated. I cannot make a final order.
School and back every day. I asked to be accommodated for her work to be sent home, that I can do it with her at home while she's with me. Everything gets sent back on a Monday. She doesn't miss any schoolwork. Now, there were a few emails going backwards and forwards between me and Mr. Vermaak. And by the time I had come on Monday afternoon to fetch Ariel, the teacher told me, here is her work, I've prepared it for you. She took out flashcards, math, Play-Doh, a whole bunch of worksheets with them. Everything was explained to me. Now the principal turns around and says, no, but I never authorized it, it's just homework, it wasn't her work for the week. That is a clear miscommunication, because the way I was explained was this is Ariel's work for the week, so I assumed that the request I gave in was granted, that they will help me out with our situation, because I do not wish to disrupt Ariel's education. I was trying to come up with a solution. Because I can't take her, I can do the work with her at home, so her education does not get interrupted. But if I can't take her, I can't take her. I can't spend money on petrol that I physically do not have. So I came with a solution.
No, as I've explained to you before, neither you nor Mr. Vermaak nor a teacher can change a court order. I've explained this so many times to you because you're not defended, you don't have anybody to assist you. I've really gone out of my way to explain to you. Now, the email I'm reading that is attached now to the Family Advocates Report, 19 February, clearly states, Mr. Vermaak saying to you, they have a court order that says the child, Ariel, must attend school. That cannot tell you it's not necessary, because they will not violate a court order. Did you receive that? And then they ask, give us a new court order. Then we will react upon it. So you expect them to deviate from a court order. The school says we can't do that. Did you read the emails?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not that they don't want to assist you. They are not allowed to. There's a court order stating what must happen. You understand that?
I understand, ma'am. Now I'm explaining that I cannot fulfill it, and I'm trying to make arrangements, and I'm trying to not be in contempt of court by coming up with a solution. That was my intention. Not to be disrespectful, but to come up with a solution. Because I'm not...
With a solution to break the court order?
No, ma'am.
What solution?
With a solution to not disrupt her education. If I can't physically take her, she is still attending school if her work is being done. Because school is about schoolwork.
Oh, no. Now, there is a reason why the school decided on week. There is a reason why the school decided the child
to school and back every day. I asked to be accommodated for the work to be sent home, that I can do it with her at home while she's with me. Everything gets sent back on a Monday. She doesn't miss any schoolwork. Now, there were a few emails going backwards and forwards between me and Mr. Vermaak. And by the time I had come on Monday afternoon to fetch Ariel, the teacher told me, here is her work, I've prepared it for you. She took out flashcards, math, Play-Doh, a whole bunch of worksheets with them. Everything was explained to me. Now the principal turns around and says, no, but I never authorized it, it's just homework, it wasn't her work for the week. That is a clear miscommunication, because the way I was explained was this is Ariel's work for the week, so I assumed that the request I gave in was granted, that they will help me out with our situation, because I do not wish to disrupt Ariel's education. I was trying to come up with a solution. Because I can't take her, I can do the work with her at home, so her education does not get interrupted. But if I can't take her, I can't take her. I can't spend money on petrol that I physically do not have. So I came with a solution.
No, as I've explained to you before, neither you nor Mr. Vermaak nor a teacher can change a court order. I've explained this so many times to you because you're not defended, you don't have anybody to assist you. I've really gone out of my way to explain to you. Now, the email I'm reading that is attached now to the Family Advocates Report, 19 February, clearly states, Mr. Vermaak saying to you, they have a court order that says the child, Ariel, must attend school. They cannot tell you it's not necessary because they will not violate a court order. Did you receive that? And then they ask, give us a new court order. Then we will react upon it. So you expect them to deviate from a court order. The school says we can't do that. Did you read the emails?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not that they don't want to assist you. They are not allowed to. There's a court order stating what must happen. You understand that?
I understand, ma'am. Now I'm explaining that I cannot fulfill it, and I'm trying to make arrangements, and I'm trying to not be in contempt of court by coming up with a solution. That was my intention. Not to be disrespectful, but to come up with a solution. Because I'm not...
With a solution to break a court order?
No, ma'am.
What solution?
With a solution to not disrupt her education. If I can't physically take her, she is still attending school if her work is being done. Because school is about schoolwork.
Oh, no. Ma'am, there is a reason why the school decided on week. There is a reason why the school decided the child must attend school every day. There is a reason why there is that contact every day between a certain hour. I don't know it off by heart now, I can read it on my order. There's a reason for that. It's not just about school. It's about interaction. It's about Ariel knowing exactly how the days will be, continuation in her life. It is about much more than just schoolwork. That a school entails much more. It's interaction with friends, it's interaction with school, there's sports, there's so many things involved. It's not just about schoolwork. So maybe that's how you saw it. That was not the court order. Alright? So what I've stated before, I'm stating it again. I've got an extended return date. I'm waiting for legal aid to come on board. And then I'm waiting for a report from the social workers, as I've stated before. So I've spoken to Mr. Mbalo this morning. Unfortunately, I understand there's an issue between you two. But from your side, I didn't get anything from his side. From your side, I've heard what you stated now. But the court has already made the order that legal aid must come on board for Ariel. So what the court will do is the court will extend the return date for that purpose. That is what the court is going to do. So, Mr. Stein, can you give me a date? I think next week. Is that suitable? Suitable? Both parties back? I'm waiting for legal aid to come on board, and I'm waiting for the interim order. I have received one, but that is not what I was waiting for. Will next week suit you now? Or the week after?
Yes, ma'am.
Next week or the week after? Which one is the best for you, ma'am?
Next week is fine.
Today is the... I need a court order. Today is the 4th. So next week is the 4th plus the 11th. Is it the 11th? I don't have a diary with me. Is it the 11th? Thank you. That is then extended until next week, the 11th of March. Please remember to send the birth certificate and follow up with the social workers regarding the report for alternative foster care. Okay. Madam, there is then standing down until the 11th of March.
May I please ask, what are my rights and my daughter's rights when I feel that we are not being treated fairly and I'm not comfortable with her having legal aid?
Tolerated as it is not in the best interest of the child, but the court has also placed on record that from the reports it's clear that the child is very happy at school. That is the one place where she's happy, and that is where the gentleman started screaming at the back of the court. You wanted to place something on record, ma'am? You're welcome.
Now, in terms of legal aid, I could not attend the office last week because the funds available to me were extremely limited.
You don't have to attend it, ma'am.
No, the email I received from Mr. Bulla stated that I think Mr. Reed or whoever is the appointed person there will be in the office on a Monday or a Tuesday, and I can go there with Errol's birth certificate and apply for legal aid.
Okay,
so that is
explained to you. We are past that now, that hurdle. I have spoken to Mr. Bulla this morning. He was here for other divorce matters. My assistant registrar will send me a copy of Ariel's birth certificate today. It was arranged. Legal aid will come on board for the minor child as per the court's order. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go to the offices. I've arranged it.
Ma'am, I just want to explain that I was not being tardy or just not doing it, that I couldn't physically get there, but I did receive the message from Mr. Bulla, and I also wanted to explain...
I don't see it as such, ma'am. I must be honest. I don't see it as such.
I just want to also explain my concerns regarding legal aid, because I did place it on record for both magistrates to read that in the past I was misrepresented, and legal aid settled matters without my consent. So how am I supposed to entrust that my daughter's best interests are with legal aid when they did not have my best interests at heart and matters were handled inappropriately and settled behind my back without my consent? That is my concern here. Who is going to uphold her rights? Who's going to care for her? Who's going to have her best interests at heart? Because so far this court has not, and Mr. Bulla has not. So what do? I do not feel it is safe for her to be represented by someone that couldn't even represent me fairly and protect me and my daughter. That is a valid concern, ma'am, and that's why I'm raising it.
Yes.
That's point number one. In terms of the maintenance, I requested a file transfer in December already. In January, a few times I followed up here. It was only later in January or early February that the file was eventually couriered to Port Elizabeth. I was informed that once there, they first have to capture the data and I would get a phone call. But I haven't been able to go and follow up because last week, firstly, I was working. I could not attend. I can't go when I'm working. And secondly, if I don't have petrol money, I can't go. So now, because I was working this weekend, I do have money to go this week. So this week I intend to follow up. So it's, again, not being tardy or just shifting blame and saying, I can't afford it, or why does no one help me with maintenance? I am attending to the matter as best I can with the resources available to me in terms of time and money. But this is a serious matter that this court could have handled for 3 years and I received no assistance, and therefore the file was transferred.
Ma'am, do you talk about the court building? Or about this court? What do you mean this court could have handled it? I don't understand. What do you mean?
On the 1st of October, the very first time Mr. Bradshaw started short paying maintenance, I came and laid a complaint.
Okay, but you must understand something. There's a hierarchy in courts. A regional court has got no jurisdiction here. I cannot tell a district court clerk what to do. That's why there's office managers. So I can't do anything about it. What I could do is when I heard about so that it can be taken to the office manager. And that's when the reply came, it's not in this building anymore. So I reacted immediately when I heard about it, even though I've got no jurisdiction over that. This is a regional court, that is a district court jurisdiction. You understand? But I followed it up for you. And that now I know it's not here.
I'm just stating that whatever court is responsible where the maintenance complaints go, for 3 years I waited for a date for the matter to be heard in court so I could be helped, and I received no assistance. And that is the reason for the file transfer. So that is not on my shoulders.
That's not the reason. The reason is you don't reside in the jurisdiction anymore. This court doesn't have jurisdiction over you.
I lived here for 2.5 years. I only moved up to the farm recently.
And that's when you had the file transfer. You had a transfer December, as you stated.
Yes.
Because of jurisdiction, man.
But before that, I could have been assisted for the 2.5 years that he was not paying maintenance when
I
I did
believe that.
reside in this jurisdiction.
I believe that. I understand that
Yes.
as well, but I can't say anything about it. I can't do anything about it. But what I can say to you, the reason for the transfer is not the lack of assistance. The reason for the transfer is you moved. The court, the district court, has only jurisdiction over people that lives in the jurisdiction of Humansdorp. Apparently, I understand you don't.
Ma'am,
So
I'm saying
that's how it works.
the lack of assistance for 2.5 years resulted in me asking for advice, which is how I found out that I could have the file transferred. That is the reason. It's because I was not assisted. Now, in terms of the school, I was told that Forest has a distance learning option. So they have both options at their school. Now, it was discussed at length with the teacher and the principal, and I explained to everyone that I cannot afford to take my daughter. I understand. I wasn't just trying to ventilate issues via email. I understand that's not how it works by itself. That's why I'm standing here ventilating the issues at court, addressing you, asking for assistance. Now, I was not aware that Mr. Bradshaw was not going to be here today.
Then you talk with him, and this is attorney. If you had an attorney,
But then
also
both
you would not
parties
be
are
here.
here, so why can my concerns not be
Because
addressed?
it's not set down for that. It is set down for the return date for the court to get legal aid for the child on board. And as I said, nothing is going to change in this week. Nothing. She's not with you. She's in school, I hope, as we speak. Because that's where she should be. Because that's what the court order states.
Ma'am,
That's how it is.
I understand, and I'm doing my best. I would also just like to state, as was placed on records in the emails, and now I'll state it in court since that is the appropriate place. Mr. Bradshaw chose that school for Ariel without discussing it with me, without consulting me, without my consent. The forms at that school, however he enrolled her, does not have my signature on.
So do you not want her to be in school there, huh?
Ma'am, I've explained this to the family advocate. I've tried to discuss it with various people involved in this case. The arrangement that her father and I had before the separation was that I was going to homeschool Ariel. He chose the school for her without my consent. I never signed an enrollment form there. He didn't even tell me she was attending that school. I found out from my daughter which school he picked for her. I've explained this to the principal as well. I need to be accommodated since I didn't even choose the school for her.
No, nothing is going to change this week. First of all. Second of all, the reports are clearly stating the child's not excellent in that school. So there's nothing bad happening with Ariel. And in the end of the day, it is about her. And that she's excelling where she is. She's nurtured where she is. That is what it is about in the end of the day. The return date is extended. I'm not going to change my mind. I've placed it on record how it will work now. I've got an excuse for our parties now. Thank you. You can put off the machine. For the minutes.
All right.
Thank you. In the regional court for the regional division of the Eastern Cape, held at Humansdorp, case number EC HMDRC 78 of 2022D. Matter between J. Bradshaw, is the plaintiff respondent, and Naomi Bradshaw, defendant applicant. Today, the press is the 4th of March 2025. The presiding officer is Mrs. Dixon. For the plaintiff respondent is Mr. Stein. Are you still standing in for Mr. Spanneberg?
I confirm my appearance on behalf of the
And then the applicant, defendant is in person today, Registrars Mr. X. Mkela. This is a return date of the interim order that the court actually just wanted to extend today because the court made an order that legal aid must be appointed for the minor child. Therefore, we did not go on record. Ms. Bradshaw started speaking to the court, and thereafter a gentleman stood up in the court at the back and started defaming the court and putting averments to the court and threatening the court with the magistrate in the court. Now we are on record. I just want to reiterate what I've placed on record. It has come to my attention now this morning that the minor child is not taken to school when she is with Ms. Bradshaw. Ms. Bradshaw, I've indicated to you already that if you want to homeschool the child, there's certain procedure. There's an application that must be brought with the Department of Education. They must give consent for the child to be homeschooled in South Africa and also approve the person who will be responsible. But be that as it may, that was just courteous to explain that to you. There is no order here that you are entitled to homeschool the child. The order says the child must be taken to school by whoever parent the child is with for the week. Court has also told you, Ms. Bradshaw, that the court order, the interim order, says that no deviation will. Ma'am, I've just received the file now, and I see there's a report, an interim report from the family advocate. Did you have insight into that?
I don't think it's in the case today.
Okay, so you had insight into it. Okay, with lots of emails. Today's the interim date. I've granted the interim order. Today's the return date. There's no legal aid before the court for the child yet. I followed that up. Mr. Buddha was here. I asked what's going on. He said you did not come and see him and tell him about this. He doesn't know. So the assistant registrar will give a copy of Ariel's birth certificate to him today. I don't know if you haven't done it yet. No, it's not email it. Yeah, you will email it, and he will ensure that there's a legal aid attended before the court at the next appearance. Something else, ma'am? I only received the report now. I will look at it in my own time. I see something about you not taking her to school, the child to school. You've decided that you will homeschool her. Is she registered for homeschooling? It's just a yes or a no answer. Is she registered?
No, ma'am.
Do you know what the law says on that? On homeschooling, do you know what the law says? The law states in South Africa, I cannot just take my child today and decide to homeschool. It doesn't work like that. You have to register the child for homeschooling. You have to make sure that they agree to that, the Department of Education. That's what the law on that field says. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's why I'm asking you. So you must register the child for homeschooling, first of all, if you want to homeschool. And also they must approve you or whoever is going to educate the child. I quickly read here something that Mr. Van Mark of the school also confirmed that. But I know that for a fact, that is the way it is because I homeschool children. I did that, I know how it works. Be that as it may, I never said in my order that I will allow homeschooling. So I said the child will attend school. There's a reason for that. So I'm not going to entertain them. That was not my order. So if the child's not in school, it's a breach of my order.
I approached the school to explain that I can't afford to take
The school doesn't have a right to overrule my order. I've explained this now numerous times. I'm not going to explain it again. No school, no attorney, no party before the court, no family advocate, no policeman, no one has got the right to decide not to obey the order. That's how it is.
I fully understand that, and I just want to explain how the situation came about. The impression that I was under was that arrangements were made because when I arrived on Monday, the teacher presented me with all the work, instructed me what to do with it, sent everything home. I was under the impression that my request was granted for me to do the work with
Who would have somebody granted some request. Who? Who is that somebody that granted that request? The baby.
Teacher provided me with the
What did I just say to you? The teacher cannot overrule my order. Neither you, nor the teacher, nor Mr. Vermaak can overrule the order, Ms. Bradshaw. So now I've said it over and over again. The person who doesn't comply with the order will have to take the consequences. That's just the way it works. Okay?
I cannot afford to drive my daughter to school and back every day.
Then you should have said that. Then I would have left the child with the dad and not given the child to you for a week. Every second week, I wouldn't have done it.
Ma'am,
I just would listen to me, Ms. Bradshaw. I wouldn't have done it because what's happening now is not in Ariel's best interest to be homeschooled. The one place where she is happy is at school. It's in all reports. She's been deprived of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend the return date for a week so that legal aid can come on board and look after the child's interests. And then I'm waiting for a report for alternative care, foster care for the child. That's what I'm waiting for.
ma'am, I reported concerns regarding legal aid that I was misrepresented.
It's not for you to decide now. I've made my order now. There's something you must learn out of all of this, and that is respect for the legal system. You don't have it now.
No, ma'am. With all due respect, you are wrong. I have a lot of respect for
You
the
don't
legal
have,
system.
because you walk out of my court, you disobey my order immediately.
No, ma'am, that is not the case. I tried to make arrangements with the school so that her education would not be disrupted. I asked for solutions. I was trying to
Did I
negotiate.
say in court that she can go to a school or she can be homeschooled and we can bend the court order? Did I say that, or did I specifically say no tolerance?
Exactly.
What did I say?
Ma'am,
Just
you did
just
say,
remind
you
me.
said no excuses will be tolerated, but I also reported that Mr. Bradshaw was in breach of this very order by still not allowing the contact.
That
So why
is-
is Mr.
that-
Bradshaw not being held responsible for all the court orders he's breaking, but I am attacked all the time?
This is not about you and Mr. Bradshaw. This is about the child that must go to school.
I'm aware. I would
Yeah,
love
she's
to.
not in school.
Ma'am, I would
Where's
love
the
to-
child today? Whose week is this now?
She's with Mr. Bradshaw and she's in school. Now, I would love to take my daughter to school if Mr. Bradshaw can pay the maintenance he owes me.
Ma'am,
Why?
then you had your file transferred to B. Follow it up in B. You had your file transferred. It was on your request. Have you been to PE court to follow that up? It is just a yes or a no again?
Not
No.
yet.
So now you don't go to enforce the maintenance order. And now you come and say I don't have money.
Ma'am, if I may
Yo, this is ridiculous. I am witness to all of this. This is ridiculous. This woman is innocent. No one is listening to her. All of this is your fault and the other's fault. This will go to a higher place and another place. This will never stop. This is disgusting. I'm witnessing you bullying this woman for the umpteenth time now. She has done everything she possibly can for 2.5 years. After your hand signed a document that she'd never have signed. Take this woman seriously. She's fighting for her child's life. You are a buffoon if you think anything else.
I think you must go out.
I think you should go out as well.
I think you must go out.
This is disgusting. I will not. I'm in protest. I will take this to any court. This is disgusting. You are wrong, ma'am. You are looking at a mother who's fighting for her child. This is wrong. This is wrong.